fun for Miss Boyer to show you a little bit of it. So stay where you are, okay? She'll show you a little bit of what she's done and how, and then we'll let you come back behind the scenes, which is always my favorite thing to do. So, Miss Boyer, can you tell us a little bit about, should we start with the puppets?
Sure.
If you want to.
And I was lucky to find a book that had the pattern for the dragon and the rooster. And I just made copies of them and then put them on this black cardboard. And cut out piece by piece. And then I joined them. They're little called paper clasps. And I darkened them so they look short. And then kind of in the back, you can see how the back side looks, how they're jointed.
Come a little forward.
Sure. It's jointed so that
That's what makes them move.
makes them move. And then I added some colored cellophane just to jazz them up. This particular pattern had a lot more moving parts, and I couldn't handle that with just two controls. And these rods, they're called the control rods. I made them out of the ribs from an umbrella, an old umbrella.
Cool.
Question? Can you raise your hand with a question? Do you have a question yet? Ivy?
How long did it take to put all those parts on the dragon?
Oh, maybe half an hour. It took longer to cut it all out, and then figure out how which piece went where. But they were kind of numbered, so I followed the numbers.
About a boy question from my class?
Bryce?
Did it break the first time that you used it?
No, knock on wood, it hasn't broken yet.
Well, we'll break in a couple probably years.
So, how about showing us how you get it to...
You just push it. This is just a piece of white material. And I have like pieces of
It's not glass.
foam rubber back here that the rods rest on so they don't slide across the
Come get some help to wash your knee and get a Band-Aid.
Sorry.
Okay, does somebody from, how about a boy from Mrs. Morani's class? Do you have a question now that you see it up here? Can you see the other one? Mrs. Morani, you want to call on a boy in your room?
Hunter?
Was the rooster hard to build? And how'd you get the colored fins on?
I just cut them out of that colored cellophane and then I just taped them on the back. Or else I use like a glue stick sometimes too, whatever I had. These
Oh,
horns
using
are
whatever you
supposed
have.
to disappear backer, but they didn't disappear quite
Oh, there they go.
the way. Allie's box is fine.
So did you see that, guys, how the horns were there? And then, so instead of like pulling them off, she just
And just move that pin through there like that.
tucked them down.
So, Hunter, did you want to know which one was harder to make?
Yeah.
The dragon or the...
I think the dragon because there are more parts.
And the
You can tell because the rooster's smaller than the dragon, but the smallest thing is the worm.
Oh yeah, we're still
Girl
learning.
question from my room now. I'll take a girl question from my room. No?
Worm was the
Peytoness?
easiest.
How many days did it take you?
Well, it took a couple days to build this, the screen, the stage itself. And I just, just colored cardboard and stuff, went to the dollar store. This is an old picture frame. I bought the material at a material place and then black duct tape, old book duct tape.
How many days did it take to make the puppets?
Oh, a couple days.
So Ms. Boyer, before they walk by and get to see behind the scenes, so how could they do this at home if they don't have, you know, all of this kinds of things?
You can just take like a white sheet or a thinner kind of white material and just hang it from the doorway. Paper works good too.
So
Put a
does
lamp
the,
behind there. And
okay, so the lamp behind,
Yep,
right
lamp
guys? Don't do
behind.
it this way.
That's what gives you the shadow. And the paper you make it out of, the light cardboard, doesn't have to be black. It can be anything because it still casts a shadow. Yes.
How did you get the those horns out of on the dragon?
Oh, good question.
Good question, yeah. They each actually have their own set of horns, and when the dragon got the rooster's horns, I tried to reach over and I had him swung behind his neck.
So they were hiding in the beginning of the story.
But I
got stuck.
And then, what about the story? So, what do you think is a good idea? How do we we can,
You can do almost any story, make up your own. I did some stuff, looked on the internet. There was one man, he just took a piece of black paper and cut it into a funny shape, cut an eye hole in it, and made a monster, and tied it, or taped a stick to the back of it, and there he had a shadow clown.
and a lot of stories you already know, like Little Red Riding Hood and Three Little Pigs, and you even have books in your book box. You can act them out with puppets that way. What do you think, Miss Maroney? Is this a good time for them to do a behind-the-scenes tour?
I just want to remind you, though, first graders, we're not going to touch anything. We're just going to use our eyes and look, okay? Mrs. Boyer spent a lot of really good time.
So stay where you are.